are here with our second set of the week. Darksided taking on Avant Garde in our first week of the AOC CGPL Winter Split for Smite. Straight into the picks and bans Nightfall. Hopefully we have a little bit of a more even game than we saw in our last one between Kanga and Legacy.
Yeah, only 2 kills for Kanga to, 35 of Legacy. Insane. 2-0 was that set to Legacy in their first games of the CGPL. So already we can see Ravana and a Circuit banned away here by Darksided and Avant Garde. Third ban for Darksided is going to be Osiris looking towards that solo lane, and Ravana who can split into the jungle as well. So interesting bans here. Susanoo as well, all pretty standard so far. Fafnir is the first pick there for Darksided, which will leave open the Hou actually, or a Terra for Avant Garde.
Yeah, Terra would be a pretty good pick here. They're going to go with a Bologna, which is still a good pick as well. And then I'm expecting the Terra now. Such a strong support pick. Bologna, a strong jungle or solo pick. It's going to be Hou though for Avant Garde.
Yeah, so they might. They noticed that they've already got the support decided for Darksided, so they could pick Terra later on and pick another strong character for them instead. So they've got Hou there, and we've got Humbats and Totha, the next lock-ins for Darksided. So Humbats being able to get around the map pretty easily, and his team fight as well with our ultimate is pretty strong too. Totha as well. We saw it in the first game of our last set. Absolutely amazing damage. Poseidon is the mid laner there for Avant.
They've taken the Terra away from themselves. Ram banned away by Avant Garde. Erlingshen banned for Darksided, so Terra still on the board thus far. We're harping on about this Terra pick, but it is a very strong pick right now. Jingwei banned by Avant. They're looking to reduce Laney's ADC God pool here. Last ban coming through from Darksided is going to be that Terra.
Yeah, so maybe Avant Garde went for a bit of a gamble there, hoping that it wasn't picked up, but sorry, wasn't banned away, but was indeed. So Kamazots is the next lock-in. ADC is left open at the moment. I mean, Medusa, you can get a Soul. Kunernos is still open. So, I mean, we'll see what Darksided go for. And it is a Medusa, so they're going for that early game and that burst potential.
Man, Wk1 is just really popular right now.
He is.
He's been picked in all of our games thus far. So that's a Cabrakan support.
Is it? It is. Okay. Interesting. I wouldn't see a Bologna support in a Cabrakan solo. That would be a bit weird at the moment.
You could see.
We
Cabrakan
could.
jungle, Bologna support, Camazot solo. But I doubt it.
That'd be weird.
I doubt it, and it's not true. It is going to be the Cabrakan solo. As a Cabrakan support. Bologna solo and Camazot's jungle for Avant Garde.
Yeah, so talking about Cabrakan, he's already picked up the Blink.
Aggressive, to say the least.
They want to go super ham as early as possible. And, I mean, it's not a bad choice. I mean, whenever you've got the losing matchup in the early game, Medusa wave clear is just so much better. So having the Blink is pretty good to try to out-pressure or go for that surprise attack, get a lot of damage off that he's not expecting, and then try to be able to fight in this lane.
We're going to see a 2-man start in the duo lane for Darksided. It's going to be Laney and Gruff over here. Mid lane, Yada's been left all on his lonesome, really. His beast is hanging around in the jungle. I think he's I think he's been spotted out by Avant Garde, so they shouldn't be caught unawares by this flank coming out of the Humbats. But looking in the mid lane, Erratic and Tomalamu should quite easily have the pressure over Yada.
Yeah, and looking at the Hou, that's Zay's starting at that red buff, trying to get as much farm as he can without losing it too early. So gets those 2 small minions, and then Darksided go for his purple. At the same time, on the other side of the map, we can see that Avant are going for that speed buff.
Yeah, Beast soloed the enemy speed buff as well for Darksided, and now he's taking their blue buff as well. So even though Avant's committing a lot to invade on this right-hand side, Beast is just, he's like, well, I'm just going to start in their jungle and just take all of their jungle.
That was actually beneficial for Beast there, because he got all that solo XP on the speed and the blue buff, so that's a lot better than what Avant did to split it. While it's good to have that XP among other members of the team, it means that Sorry, the Beast will be a lot higher in XP compared to what Liquid Renegade will be.
Fire Elementals, though, are going to go the way of Avant Garde. So Royal Custard's hit level 3. Liquid Renegade should hit 3 off that big minion he does. So that's a little bit of an advantage in this early stage for Avant Garde. Yada going to get crept up on here by Liquid Renegade, but not so much damage going to be done. Yada not really in any danger of falling down here. Left-hand side, Zaze has managed to keep his own in the wave thus far. Not losing terribly many creeps to tower or anything like that, as Laney and Gruffer is still establishing true dominance in this lane. But now Zaze is able to rotate over towards this red buff with the rest of his team. So they're looking to try and take this one up, but instead they catch the Beast out. Liquid Renegade jumps forward. Erratic blinks as well. Gets a stun onto Beast. The Beast gets the damage. And the stun from Yada comes out. Gruff jumping on the spot in a lot of trouble. Burns his shell. Good ricochet from Zaze. And Zaze is the one that picks up first blood for Avant.
Okay, that was strange. Gruff just ran behind the red buff. Perhaps he thought the rest of the team would engage with him, but he was just caught in between 3 members and a level... What level is he? He's a level 3 support. You're not going to do anything against 3 members. They could all turn, all use 1 ability each, and you're dead, and that's exactly what we saw. First blood to Avant Garde. It's a great lead already.
A great start for them. Both of these teams, just like Legacy and Kenya, they actually split earlier in the week in the Smite OPL, so this is a nice kind of rematch for them. And, you know, Avant was pretty unexpected in getting that split, considering the amount of struggles they've had this split, but, you know, that was a nice little split for them, and I think we're seeing a little bit of that momentum carry over into this game.
Yeah, well, we'll see if it can transfer into the rest of the game, because that's what they need. They need to capitalize on this lead. And if they do, then they'll be able to carry it through to the mid game. But I think the mid game and the late game goes to Dark-Sided, only because they've got that top, they've got the Beast that can pop multiple beads as well, and then Gruff can go in and pop more beads or be able to set up for that Yada ultimate.
Look at the graphs. There's not too much of a lead though thus far for Avant Garde, but still in a nice position here at the start of the game. Yada and the Beast still level 4, so an important jungle mid combination don't have their ultimates at the moment. Speed buff and blue buff for Dark-Sided is going to be coming up very shortly, so that's going to be, I think, their point of focus to try and hit level 5. But the counter invade, the actual invade could come out here from Avant, so they have pressure in the solo lane. You can see Royal Custard and Liquid Renegade have rotated over. Tomalomo and Erratic are here as well. Erratic not level 5, so his ultimate's down as well. Royal Custard, though, taking so much poke. Laney's rotated in here as well. Ultimate out of Gruff. Royal Custard jumps in. Zachariah gets into the Somersault Cloud. It comes out from Tomalomo. Zachariah picks up like a Renegade, but Erratic claims the kill onto Gruff. Zachariah's walled in there by Erratic, but Beast is doing so much damage. Zachariah's got a double kill. Laney picks up the kill onto Liquid Renegade, and Tomalomo needs to run away. Final judgment from Yada just off the mark. The ultimate from the Beast and the dash forward from Laney will secure the kill, and Dark-Sided 4 kills in 30 seconds.
Yeah, and they only lost Gruff there, so that was a perfect trade. Support for 4 kills, and now Dark-Sided are all in the lead. Zaze took a while for him to get to that mid lane and rotate over to try to help, but once he knew that the team fight was lost, he just stayed, and he stayed in the mid lane, cleared the wave, and now he's going for these Oracle Harpies. So if the ADC was there, it would have been a lot better, because Laney was already at the blue buff.
And now the advantage that Zaze kind of had over in this lane after getting the first blood is not nearly as substantial. Laney's the same level as him now. Gold difference between the two players is pretty minimal as well, only about 200 gold. So Laney, an excellent rotation out of him, really gives Dark-Sided huge amounts of pressure back.
Yeah, he's going to finish up his Warrior Tabby first instead of going for that Transcendence to stack up earlier. So he wants that big spike in power. That 40 power onto Medusa is fantastic. The problem is that he doesn't have a lot of mana. As you can see, he's out of mana at the moment. He's going to be jumped on. He's knocked back into the wave.
No Erratic.
No, there's Zaze. He's half HP. Pops the ultimate, gets the stun off. Erratic comes around the corner and steals the kill.
Oh, poor Laney. He was very, very overconfident there. Was 2 ultimates burnt by Avant, but still, Laney caught out of position and punished by Avant.
Yeah, I think 2 ultimates for a kill. I think that's worth it. They can, Dark-Sided can note that down though if they do go for another engagement, but it's worth the trade-off there. Speaking of ultimates, we saw earlier that the Hunbats had used that ultimate to try to kill the Poseidon, and it was successful. So I don't think Darksider are worried about using their own ultimates compared to Avant Garde. So whatever secures Darksider to kill is a lot better. Maybe Avant Garde have that same mentality too.
Yeah, I think Avant really just trying to look for any advantage that they can. Kind of given that Darksider is at the moment rated as a pretty as a team rated above Avant Garde, so I think Avant are looking for any advantage they can get over Darksider at this point to give themselves that confidence moving forward into the mid game.
Indeed, and when they do hit mid game, that Medusa will pop off, dealing so much damage. It depends on the itemization that Laney goes for. He's finishing his Transcendence, and afterwards I can see him going for the Ikaval, but he could also go for Executioner for that penetration instead. Crit Medusa, not really something that we see all that often. It's not bad, it's just that Pan is a little bit better.
Yeah, she uses abilities more so than a lot of other hunters. Like, a lot of her damage comes out of that Stone Gaze, even if she doesn't get the full effect of it, but and the acid spray as well. So a bit more of an ability-based hunter than some others in Smite. Liquid Renegade taking the poke from the Beast, and the rest of Darksider is the speed buff is again kind of a point of contention between these two teams. Darksider are going to be able to secure their own one, and Avant is up. It looks like Gruff wants to start an invade over here, realizes that his team's not going to be able to get there in time, and now he needs to be careful because he could get caught out here.
Yeah, he knows he's got his ultimate up, so he can go immune whenever he wants to, and he does just now. It looked like a Kraken was about to come out, but Tomolomu did hold it there. Gruff is able to pick up a kill onto Erratic. Beast jumping out of there, and now Yada just dealing so much damage from the back through that glyph of pain. He does get crippled, so he's forced to use that beads, and the Kraken, it will stun up Yada, and he is picked off by Royal Custard, and Avant Garde still chasing Gruff. Oh dear.
Oh, we saw that from Tori. We saw that from Tori as well, getting caught out as you're transforming back. Really unfortunate there for Gruff as he's picked up right at the end of the fight as well. Like, after it was pretty much all said and done.
Yeah. Maybe he didn't know that the enemy was going to chase, so he tried to back, and then his back got interrupted, and then he tried to run, and then it got he got stopped by his own ultimate. So yeah, unfortunate, but Avant Garde now even it up in favor of the kills. The gold is still in favor of them as well. XP by 1,700. Not too much, but it's something that they can work with.
I think these fights have been going a little bit more evenly than what Darksider would have liked. Fortunately, most of their deaths are on their support and not on their major carries, so it's not going to be terribly bad for them. At least their mid and their ADC are going to be able to do a lot of damage still in these team fights. Gruff just needs to play a little bit more carefully when he's frontlining for the squad.
Something we haven't talked about is that there's only one Sunder in this whole game, and it's on Liquid Renegade. Darksider haven't chosen to pick up a Sunder. I think it would be good if Beast had one, but he's gone for that Aegis instead, most likely to live through that Kraken so that he can jump onto Tomolomu after that ultimate's been popped and then proceed to kill him.
Mid lane, Zachariah's rotated in, but not going to be looking to fight here. Darksider just trying to get this wave pressure and then look towards perhaps the Gold Fury. They're pinging it out on the map. Vision is in favor of Avant Garde as they have a ward down there, but Darksider can establish their own control here. Avant going to be rotating in as well, as Laney's lost the pressure battle on the left-hand side. So Avant are happy to take a fight here. They do have the Kraken up from Tomolomu, but Darksider is still looking a little bit uncertain about what they want to do, really.
I like that early rotation from Royal Custard. Excuse me, Royal Custard. So that he was able to get into position well before Zachariah, so that if any engages did happen, or if they are right now, they will be on top. They will have the numbers advantage. That is a teleport though from Zachariah. Actually, no, he backed, and then he will teleport. Oh,
Erratic getting a nice ultimate down into Laney, who's caught. Petrify comes out and he picks up Erratic, but Royal Custard picks up the ADC of Darksider. Zachariah taking a lot of damage, but he's up in the Somersault Cloud. He's looking for Zaze, but a great Kraken will prevent the death for now. Zachariah, though, picks him up with a clone, and Gruff is diving into the back line as that Fafnir. Yada picks up a kill on a Liquid Renegade with the final judgment. Yada picks up a double kill onto Royal Custard, and now the Gold Fury is open for Darksider, but low health and without their ADC, they're thinking the better of it.
Yeah, they definitely should not take this one. Losing laning was, I mean, the nail in the coffin for that objective to stay alive, and all that health that Darksider do not have will thwart them as well. So they could have gone for maybe a Portal Demon if Zachariah, I was going to say if he could tank it up, but no, he's the lowest. If Yada was able to tank up a little bit, the Beast as well after healing.
Gruff as well. You know, Gruff was still in his dragon form. He has Area of Effect Coerce while he's in that form. But I think they were just a little bit wary of maybe throwing, you know, given that they just gotten the lead back essentially. But that means that that team fight doesn't go the worst possible way it could for Avant. And I think they'll probably be surprised to see that Gold Fury still up.
Yeah, I mean, it's still open. Avant could steal it away with a sneaky...
Oh, Laney.
Oh dear, okay. Well, this is going poorly for Laney.
The Blink Kabrakan. The Blink Kabrakan is too strong.
Did he have any vision? Yeah,
I'm not sure. He
look,
might have.
There's a ward there, and Erratic walked over it, then blinked.
But I think maybe he thought Erratic didn't have his blink up.
Ah, okay.
That could be an explanation. But still, caught out, Laney, ganked from all directions and destroyed by Erratic and co. Gold Fury is still up though. Darksider are going to clear the Oracle Harpies, but not attempt the main objective, especially with their Hunter down. And overall, game still sitting at about even between these two squads.
Yeah, it seems like a little bit of a repeat of game one in the last set between Legacy and Kanga, but I mean, it's just a bit more action. They're fighting a lot more. They're going for, I was going to say towers, but no, it's just more fighting from the first game. Looks like there might be a bit of an engagement here. Graf looking for that stun. No, not going for it. So the team's just on edge at the moment.
Portal Demon gestured towards by Avant, but they weren't looking too seriously at that one. Beast jumping in, looking for Liquid Renegade. Does get the overhand smash, but doesn't get the Sacred Monkey off. So just battering back and forth between these two teams. Still kind of a bit of a hazy game plan for both of them. Neither really having a set strategy in mind at this stage of the game, it seems. This is when teams typically tend to struggle with this mid-game period, when they don't have a clear lead. It's still pretty even between the two teams. You know, what do we do here? Do we just keep going and farming up? Do we try and pressure an objective? Do we invade? And both teams seem very hesitant to pull the trigger on an aggressive play.
Yeah, and then, I mean, they're not sure what to do because nothing can be pressured because they both got like even wave clear other than the Hoyi. I mean, Hoyi mid-game wave clear is pretty decent. Tomalomu with that Whirlpool can clear a wave pretty easily. Yada and Laney both clear waves as well. So when they try to pressure a wave, it'll just be countered. So there's no pressure for them in any lane. What they have to go off is this vision, and then they have to engage off that. But they're playing hesitantly because they don't want to lose the fight.
Which is kind of the wrong way to play. You don't want to be losing. You don't want to be playing to not lose. You want to be playing to win. Lady loses his tower over on the left-hand side. So combined forces, Liquid Renegade and Zays. Gruff is in the area, but I don't know how much of a fight these two could put up against Liquid and Lady. Liquid jumps forward there, and Lady just looks questioningly at him and then destroys him. Zays now in a bit of trouble. Petrify comes out. Aegis popped by the Hoyi. Shell popped by Gruff here as well. Beast jumps in. They're looking for the kill. Overhand smash will get it, and that might be the breaking point. That might be the turn that Darksider needed, as now they're heading straight towards this Gold Fury.
I bet your Liquid Renegade is just like, not like this emote.
What was that?
What? You're right. Like, you just kind of jumped in.
Oh, in goes Beast. Final judgment comes out from Yada. Only hits Royal Custard, as Laney takes a lot of damage, but he still has his Aegis. Royal Custard in a little bit of trouble, forced the Eagles rally away. In jumps Gruff, gets a nice stun, cracking out on Tom Malomu onto 3 people, but it's not enough to save the life of his solo laner. Gold Fury going to be started up here in just a second by Darksider. Oracle Harpies have respawned as well, so it's a little bit of more gold and experience in their hands. Well, Gold Fury is destroyed. Erratic blinks in, gets the stun, and the walls onto Gruff. Whirlpool there as well. Gruff taking a lot of damage. She's de-transforming, but there's no follow-up damage from Tomolomo, and Gruff manages to walk away.
All of that sparked because Liquid Renegade jumped in, and then after that, the Hoyi was picked off. At the same time, Zaze did a lot of damage to be 3v1 and try to pick off Laney there. That was so close. So, I mean, he's still playing well considering they're behind, but after that fight, after that Gold Fury, he's gonna be very far behind Laney now.
Yeah, I mean, kind of how to throw a game in 3 abilities by Liquid Renegade is really what happened there. He didn't even get a chance to use his ultimate, so...
Yeah.
Now we're seeing Darksided with a 2800 experience lead, 2700 gold lead.
Yeah, so Avant Garde need to collect themselves, make sure they're not jumping in by themselves, make sure that they're picking fights that they know they can win, and they need the vision as well, because if there was sufficient vision, as Liquid Renegade is picked off by the Beast with that Sacred Monkey blink in and a basic attack, that's a lot of damage from Beast. They can go for that solo lane tower and get that one down if they so wish. With the jump in onto Erratic, he's got that movement speed from that first ability on Cabrakan, and he will be able to get out.
Portal Demon is going to be started up by Darksided, the Coerce, doing wonders for Laney's attack speed here. Zachariah's in the area as well. Rollcusted and Tomolomu trying to come in. The Suns come raining down, but Darksided secure it. Whirlpool from Tomolomu catches the dash of Yada, but it's not that bad as Beast blinks back in. They're looking for Rollcusted. He's popped the Thorns. Eagles rally on the spot. Petrify was perfect, but the final judgment was not. Gruff catches the dash and Yada picks up the kill with the Hieroglyphic Assault. Erratic walls Gruff into the Fire Giant pit and he's knocked up, but Zaze is caught by the stun from Yada. Gruff knocked back Laney dashing forward. He can't find the kill though. Cracking onto Laney. Gruff trapped by Erratic. Liquid Renegade picks up Laney. Gruff gets a stun onto Erratic. Gruff still lives somehow. And there's the bat out of hell finally from Liquid Renegade. Yada gets an Aegis to save his life though, but it might not be saved for much longer. And Liquid Renegade gets a kill.
The fight's still continuing. Liquid Renegade again falling to the Beast the second time. Just as he respawns, they are going to dive him onto tower. Zachariah and Beast with a double kill will be able to secure that one. The tower does fall down. And after we kind of scolded Liquid Renegade there, how about we have a go at Laney for dashing in against a Poseidon with no Aegis, and Poseidon had his crack.
Look, I have enough goes at Laney about so many things in his life, so it's your turn now. You can have a go.
Okay, Laney, what was that, man? Come on. Dashing in with no peel. Alright. Anyway, after that, Darksided still ahead. Avant Garde were able to get... It was just one kill, eh?
Yeah, they...
Just Laney.
No, Yada fell down as well. So it was 2
oh,
kills.
did he? Okay.
It was 2 kills. But Darksided find himself still in the lead though, with experience and gold.
Yeah. Okay, so Avant still have a chance to come back into this game, especially if Darksided are making mistakes like that. I think the team fighting needs to be a lot cleaner from both teams though.
Yeah, it's a couple of silly mistakes that I think can be put down to communication. Not the strongest for both of these teams. Right-hand side mid-camps being 5-way split by Avant Garde. So efficiency as well is probably a questionable point. Mid lane though, it looks like Darksided they're grouping as well, but they want to try and push down a tower here. Gruff de-warding on the left-hand side as well. Gold Fury not spawning for another minute, so Darksided can afford to trade some poke back and forth here with Avant Garde.
Looking for the engage there is the blink and the ultimate out of the Hun Bats, popping so many bees. The Hoyi ultimate in the back line of Darksided as well, forcing Yada a little bit further back, but he's got that Glyph of Pain, he can hit from range. Gruff taken very, very low and he's forced to back out, but Zachariah in the back line, he's distracting so much. All of Darksided coming around that corner, will they be able to get a kill? Liquid extremely low and Yada is able to pick him up. Erratic, he tried to go in, he tried to get someone set up, but no follow through there. Laney is able to pick up Tomolomu. Is he going to chase Royal Custard? He certainly is. He's got that basic attack, improved basic attack from that one.
Laney, what are you doing? Laney, what are you doing? Laney, what are you doing? No, not like this. Not like this.
My lord.
Zachariah is laughing as his ADC falls down. Laney, not like this.
Alright, Laney.
Not like this. Gold Fury started up by Darksided. They should be able to get this with Yada's damage. Gruff's got Coerce as well to help the attack speed. Zachariah's contributing as well, so this Gold Fury should go down to Darkside fairly easily. It does, so a nice little bit of gold in hand for them. So despite some misplays, they are still finding themselves 8,000 experience and 7,000 gold in the lead.
You wouldn't think so with an 80 carry that doesn't even know how to play the game, would you? So,
Oh my god!
My lord. How are they ahead?
Jesus
anyway,
Christ.
I think the team
a
fighting...
haircut there, Nightfall. You just lit him up. Holy.
The team fighting is a lot better from Darksided. It's just whenever they're going for the chasing kills and whenever they're going for the cleanup, it's still very rough. Avant-Garde, as we saw before, there was five people splitting the mid camps. So it's just these little things that both teams need to clean up, but they're so important as well.
19 to 10 reads the kill count. Laney looks at 3 members of Avant-Garde and wisely dashes away instead of into them this time. But his team's in the area, so they still have an opportunity to fight if they wish it. But I think both teams very wary of pulling the trigger at this point. Darksided just looking to find that perfect engagement. Liquor Renegade gets some damage up there. Beast blinks in. Royal Custard's the target. Erratic doing his best to zone. But Yada's going to pick up a kill with a final judgment. Zachariah finds Royal Custard. So now, this is the engagement with the Darkside. And what Gruff hasn't even ulted yet. He's going to go for that Dragon form. Kraken comes out, only lands onto Zachariah. Laney dueling back and forth with Zays here. Sort of coming off second best here, but he's doing alright for himself as Darkside is going to back away from the tier 2 tower, look for the Portal Demon, and then potentially the Fire Giant.
Yeah, they will back up and they'll try to go for that Fire Giant afterwards. They do have the numbers advantage, they're just not the health. And that's exactly why you go for the Portal Demon first and you come back through. They need to look for a pick onto at least Zays or Liquid Renegade. If they could get both, then that's massive. But Beast will be on zone patrol at the moment. He's looking to stop this steal potential. Liquid Renegade exploded. Look how much damage landed onto him. Forced to use that ultimate just to escape. Zays will jump over the ball. Gruff on zone patrol now. That will be the Fire Giant for Darksided.
Yep, pretty clean pickup there for them. They all went back to base and bought items just before this went through the Portal Demon, so now they have a perfect opportunity to siege. Zays, his beads were burnt. They're forced to jump away. Zachariah chasing him down, but it's enough to get him out of the tower as Darkside are going to look to take down this tier 2 tower on the right-hand side. All towers still up on the left-hand side, and a tier 2 available in mid, so there is a lot of gold and experience on the map right now for Darkside to clean up with this Fire Giant, and that is going to put a big hole into the treasury of Avant-Garde and give some coin over to the Darksided boys. They're looking for the tier 2 tower in mid now. Laney getting that nice course from Gruff. Erratic ults, but Zachariah turns into the Octform and says, no escape. I have some thoughts about that, and just runs away. Mid tier 2 tower is taken. Darkside are now going to look for the left-hand side towers after picking up the red buff, so they are going to be quite wealthy after this little bit of an engagement.
Zachariah, fearless, walking into 3 members. He got stunned up, but he just used that Ox form and he did get out of there pretty easily. He's got that regeneration as well. Yada being taken down to half HP, so that's pretty good for Avant-Garde, but no, there's the Fear No Evil onto Royal Custard, bringing him down very low. Liquid Renegade on the backside. Do Darksided know of this? Laney gets taken down a bit, but he engages onto Liquid, and look how much damage those basic attacks do.
Yeah, Laney's got Fatals as well, so we can afford to chase. They forced the bat out of hell, and they forced the tier 2 tower down. I want to take a look at gold in hand, and everyone has over 2,000 except for Beast, who has 1,600. So everyone, I think, picked up around 1,500 gold from all those towers. So that's 3 tier 2s and a tier 1 tower. So if my math is correct, it's about 1,000 gold each, plus all the gold you get for minions and everything like that. So a nice chunk of change in everyone on Darksided's pockets right now, and they're all buying up some pretty important items. We can see the Road to Hootie completed for Yada, Laney, full bot Executioner, and then into tier 2 Balance Blade. We got a Mantle of Discord online for Zachariah, Deathbringer for Beast. So we're really getting to the stage of the game where this lead is becoming insurmountable for Avant-Garde. Yeah,
and when you compare it to Avant-Garde, their best items are a Spear of Desolation, a Gem of Isolation on Tomolomu. They've got a Shogun's Kasari, and a Rage for Zays. and an executioner. I mean, you could say shift to shield, but I think that's a pretty early to mid game item. But going into the late game, it's not the greatest. You could even sell it, pick up something else like a Deathbringer or a Malice, and it would still do as much damage.
Gold Fury falls the way of Darksided, and now they're looking to pressure up his left-hand side, which makes sense given they only have about a minute left in their Fire Giant. So they want to take down this left-hand side Phoenix, probably rotate back over to the Fire Giant and take that. If they can find some good picks here, though, they can look to end the game. Look at Renegade, barely scratches the surface of Laney's Medusa. As Darksided starting up this Phoenix. Final Judgment being loaded up by Yada. Beast blinks in. Petrify from Laney destroys Royal Custard. Zay's taking some damage from the Hieroglyphic Assault. His Aegis was forced. Suns come out, but Yada on a killing spree picks up the kill. Bat out of hell from Liquid Renegade will find the Beast. But that's alright. It's a 2-for-1 trade thus far. Zachariah in the back line. Gruff jumping in onto Erratic, but the Phoenix is the target from Laney and Yada, and they take down the left-hand side Firebird. And now Darksided with the Fire Giant buff, still not for the next 15 seconds. They don't want to go for more Phoenixes. They don't want to go for another Fire Giant. They want to go for the end, as Erratic is destroyed there by Laney through the Glyph plane. Yay, Laney and Yada doing so much damage. Titan gonna fall down in a second, but not before Gruff picks up his 4th death of the game. And Darksided pick up game number 1 in this best of 3 series.
Yeah, Darksided double the amount of kills that Avant Garde had right at the end of that Phoenix. I think Zay's had poor positioning because he was by himself on the left side of the Phoenix, whereas everyone else was on the right side. Granted, all the ultimates from Darksided were on the right-hand side of the Phoenix, so Zay's was, I mean, it was good in theory, but the problem was that he was by himself, so everyone just dove on him. Toth stun followed up by all the damage from Medusa, and that was fantastic to close the game out there. But GG, well played to Darksided.
Looking at some of the important stats for that game. Player damage, Laney, apart from some few questionable decisions, had a nice amount of damage there with 22,000, nearly 23,000 for the side of Darksided. But not too much else to talk about in that one. We're going to go to a short break and we'll be back with game number 2 between Darksided and Avant Garde.